Hello everybody.
Hi.
And welcome to a scorching hot cup of GameTea. And sorry for our absence last week. I think we were missed actually.
We were literally sitting here like this, ready to go. 3, 2, 1. Roxy went live, except nothing happened.
Roxy went dead. Yeah. It took us a rather long time to figure out what was actually wrong with the stream.
Yeah.
Big thanks to everybody that tried to help us as well. It was very, very appreciated.
We did figure it out in the end.
We did in the end, but by then it was a little bit too late to go live.
It was.
Which was a shame actually, because we've been working all week on launching our new products in anticipation, of course, for Free Dice Weekend. Now, if you have partaken of that offer, then thank you very much for your custom first and foremost. Your orders should be on their way. Do let us know if you liked your mystery dice. There were some beautiful sets on offer.
There really were.
Really fantastic. And of course we've got the sharp edge dice that are brand new this week to showcase anyway. We've also had another significant event this week, haven't we?
It was AJ's birthday,
It's my
if you didn't know
birthday.
already. She didn't make it too obvious,
Thank
did
you
she?
everybody. Thank you. Right, who is in chat this evening? Let's have a look. Mike, good to see you. Leo, Crumpets, Dr. Brayos, lovely to see you. How are you? Maxie, yeah, Maxie's like, the moth. Yes, I'm wearing the moth that you bought me. Thank you.
Oh.
Fari Ali, hello. Yeah, hi everybody. Thanks for joining us again.
So what have you got in store for us this week?
We hope you stay a while. Well, tonight we're going to take a journey into the bizarre, the frightening, the wonderful, the terrible. Because tonight, amongst other things, we're going to be taking a closer look at the world of gaming urban legends.
Nice.
Yes.
Very nice.
So, urban legends really are, they are our modern folklore. To some people, they know them as creepypastas. Other people call them urban legends, but really they are usually something that has begun, a small story that has begun from a grain of truth and has permeated our culture.
Yes.
So they're usually very widely known. Yeah, so that's what we're going to be having a look at. And I've done some work in the past, some artwork based around gaming urban legends, which I wanted to show
I remember,
people.
and it's a number of years ago now, and you did them for Halloween, didn't you?
Yes.
And, we probably should have just kept them on the site, because I think people would have really liked them, not just for Halloween,
Yes.
but all year round.
Well, at the time, actually, these gaming urban legends, they were relatively unknown and had more of a cult status.
Yes.
Now they've become wider known. And things like Polybius have even become the subject of films, movies and documentaries.
I watched a film the other day on Netflix. You Choose or Die, it was called.
Oh, yes. Like Bandersnatch.
No. It was kind of like a retro game that you loaded up, and what you chose became reality.
Oh, okay.
And weirdly, I watched A Tales from the Dark Side, which is a show from like the 70s, and it had something very, very similar, so I think I kind of took inspiration from that.
Ah, yes, well, talent borrows, genius steals, as they say.
Yes.
Right, how is everybody and how have you all been? Anyway, what's your week looked like? Let's have some answers in chat. Mike says, I've yet to use the gift code. That's the gift code he won last week. Hope it's not expired. No, it hasn't. It doesn't have an expiration date, so use it at your leisure. We'll also be playing for some prizes tonight, of course. Cup of Tea Fleet, hi, lovely to see you. And Heggers, of course, lovely to see you in the chat as well. So we also released our new candle this week as well.
We did.
Tea in Wonderland.
Oh, it smells divine.
Roxy, can we have a look at it? Yeah.
Oh, I don't have it to show.
No, you don't. No,
Is Roxy putting it on the sky?
So this is our Chamomile and Clover scent. And there was a slight delay in launching this candle, but now it's out and it is absolutely rocketing off the shelves. as do all of our candles. They are truly one of our best sellers.
It's one of my favourite products though, as well. So it's just so pleasurable being able to launch the new fragrances as the seasons go on. And well, I particularly love the winter scents and the around Halloween time we always do a special candle, which is just great.
Yeah, they're wonderful if you want to evoke the scene, or if you simply just want a moment of self-care as well. What's better than a candle for that, really? Okay, Leo has also hit their 100 candle centenary as well.
Wow, that deserves a little.
And Kiltia, hello, lovely to see you.
Oh, Kiltia.
And thank you very much for the birthday gift. I will send you a picture of what I invested in. Thank you so much. Right, okay. So, come with me a moment then as I pull back the curtains of time. I'm going to transport us all to the year of 1981. Now let me give you some context here. We are entering a gaming arcade. This is a world at its absolute peak. Have you ever heard of the video game boom?
Oh, of course.
This is it. So this year, 1981, will see the revenue from video game arcades in North America reach $5 billion.
Wow.
That's a lot of quarters. Now, to put that in perspective, that is 3 times the amount of money that people will spend on movie tickets in that same year.
Wow.
It's incredibly thriving. It's booming.
So what sort of games did we have then?
Well,
Pac-Man and...
Pac-Man, Galaga, Berserk,
Asteroids, Space Invaders, that type of thing.
Yeah. They'd around that time develop methods to actually present vector graphics and colour graphics. Before then, you would have a lot of colour overlays to create coloured graphics on the screen, but they figured out a way to do it to actually present with actual colour. So yes, in this world then, you would expect to see video game arcade cabinets everywhere. They dominate the landscape. Yes, you'll find them in your local laundromat and your local gas station, but you'll also find them in your local funeral home, apparently.
Not sure about that one.
Yeah.
Slightly poor taste there.
Right? So this form of new interactive entertainment has completely taken hold. It's taken seed. It is universal in North America. According to statistics at the time, by 1980, 80% of the 13 to 20-year-old population in the United States had played arcade video games. By 1981, there were more than 35 million gamers visiting video game arcades in the United States. Is it not then reasonable that the government would take an interest in this booming new industry?
Completely reasonable.
It's feasible. It's feasible that they would want to engage with this new industry on a level that was more than legislative. Roxy, can you show the Polybius artwork?
It's up.
Then let me take you to Portland, Oregon, 1981. Unmarked arcade cabinets have appeared in locations around the city. When curious players engage with the cabinets, they are presented with abstract and compelling gameplay, unusual sounds, hypnotising patterns and colours, and an increasing compulsion to play. Not unusual, you'd think. But what is unusual is the unspeakable night terrors that follow a game. The violence breaking out amongst players desperately hungering for more playtime with the unmarked cabinet. Players are reporting things, odd intrusive thoughts, vivid lucid dreams, disorienting sensory experiences. And all of this is being observed by mysterious suited men who sometimes accompany the machines who sometimes make adjustments, tuning them, altering them. Things are reaching a climax. More and more curious players are interacting with the unmarked cabinets and being exposed to the mesmerising screens. Over the course of a single night, all of the cabinets disappear, leaving only the memory of the game's name in the minds of the players that experienced it. That name, of course, is Polybius.
Do we know what the game was about, or like, do we know what the gameplay was?
So it is rumoured. You can put this back on the screen. Nancy.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah, fantastic. So it is rumoured that it was abstract colours, shapes, vector-based, very hypnotic. It provoked violence amongst the players who were desperate to continue playing it.
Wow.
And it may have been associated with efforts at neural engineering by the US government. So the legend goes. Chat, what do you think? Do you think that Polybius existed? Do you think that it might have existed? Do you think that it's possible even to alter a state of being, a state of mind by using video games? Let's see what everybody thinks in the discussion.
I think so, 100%.
Space Invaders, my first love when I started playing video games, says Maxie. Kyoto, I love arcade machines, especially the large arcades in seaside towns. Same, girl.
Yes.
Give me a game of Silent Scope. Crumpet says, in the UK, the gaming industry makes up 35% of the media export for the country, which is set to increase to 40 to 45% in the next 5 to 10 years. Incredible. Yeah. Leo says, I absolutely think it's possible to do so. And Crumpet says, well, we know for a fact that neural cognition training can be done through gaming and has been proved on several times. Gaming has a military occupation now, application rather. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget that drones are operated with their Xbox controllers and that pilots are trained on flight simulators.
That's right.
Kilty says, I believe it's possible. Apparently certain colours could provoke more violent reactions in prisoners, so they have to be careful with colours. And Maxie says, mindsets can be altered via video games. What do you think?
I think it could absolutely happen, and probably does happen.
There are
to dire consequences, actually, at times.
there are a few,
I mean, if a horror film can do it, then why not a video game?
there are a few people that attest to playing this. Somebody swears that they played it in a warehouse in Basingstoke. It's not impossible for these type of experiments to be run. I had a look into it and I was trying to figure out what this could actually be.
I think, flashing lights and stuff can
Yes.
cause epilepsy, and
Yeah.
so I think you can tap into something in the brain.
Yeah,
that,
it's possible. It's definitely possible. So I had a real close look about what this could be, and if it wasn't government agents, let's just for a moment think that it existed. Let's just go with the fact that it was real. What was it? It could have been researchers from the casino industry. Think about this. You walk into a casino, it's a complete sensory overload experience. There are no windows in a casino.
They almost give you the food free to keep you there.
Yes, absolutely. So it wouldn't be out of the realms of possibility for casino industry researchers to be entering this new industry that had, in fact, completely and entirely replaced the pinball industry, which was enormous in the USA before arcade games. So much so, in fact, that pinball was banned in New York completely because it was so associated with organised crime and massive money laundering. Yeah, incredible, right?
Yeah.
So there's some staggering amounts of money involved there. When I say 5 billion, think of what that actually meant. It's likely that other industries will be wanting to be involved in the gaming industry here. Also, there's something that has very recently been invented. I say recently, sort of in the last decade, and that's fixed odds betting terminals. Now, our American friends might not know what those are, but if you take the concept of a slot machine A fixed odds betting terminal is it's like a slot machine. It has colourful graphics, it has sound, but you can wager in one transaction an awful lot of money. You can wager anything.
Didn't they put a limit on it recently?
Initially it was 1,000
per go.
They put a limit of 300, I believe. But I looked into the statistics of this, and it might fascinate people to know that the presence of these machines, which are in our high street and in our betting shops, betting of course is legal in the UK, they have increased by 9% since 2009, but the losses have increased by 73%. So people are losing more money to those same machines. So their addictions are growing worse and worse and worse. That's what we can learn from that data. So highly addictive machines being developed by the casino industry, they're already here. Were they trying to work on it in 1981? It's possible.
Don't know.
Yeah. And of course, when you run an experiment, you can run it in the laboratory, but that has effects.
It could simply have been, they developed this game and it was giving people epileptic episodes.
Yeah.
It could be something as simple as that.
Yeah, it could be. Absolutely. So what does chat
but
think?
Probably not.
Have we touched upon a real conspiracy theory here, chat? or do we think that this didn't exist, or this was something that was, incurring bad consequences for people medically? Dr. Bray says in that era you could get away with a lot. Yeah.
You could.
And Crumpet says, if someone was to doubt that games can alter people, then I would show the evidence that a computer game called Manhunt is still to this day banned in the UK due to inciting violence in users.
But let's not forget that games can also give a feeling of calm and peace and tranquility and make you feel so happy, Yeah.
Maxie says, I hate them. I used to have them at the betting shop I worked at, and I have seen people spend thousands on them. Lima Zulu Tango, hello, nice to see you. And Maxie says, only 5% of epilepsy is triggered by light sensitivity. Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Right, so, of course, now that we've been talking about Polybius, I thought it's...
We're going to play it.
We're going to play it.
No.
We've got a puzzle. We've got a puzzle that's based on it. So, are you all ready? Everybody wanted a maths puzzle.
Polycomplication.
Polycomplication.
I won't give you the combination.
Now, it's been 2 weeks since I popped this puzzle onto our streaming software. And I'll be completely honest with you, I may have forgotten the solution. So you are completely on your own this week, chat, but we are playing for a small prize. And of course, what you must do is find the question mark. What goes in the question mark? Do we have any
hold on,
guesses?
You said this was maths, but there's no numbers.
Well, it might be, that's your first clue, it might be to do with a value.
Don't look at me.
No, don't look at me either. People said they wanted a maths puzzle. And here it is.
I owe you.
And I've forgotten the solution. I haven't. I know the answer.
Hold on.
Crumpets of Suyan says, why? That is wrong. Sorry, my friend. And I'm not whispering it to you because they always hear.
They do.
They always hear on the microphone. Mike says Q. Nope. I've foxed you, haven't I?
M-N-O-P.
Lima says no. A, that's no.
You can't just go through the alphabet, guys. I mean, come on now.
Okay, you can do that, but you have to explain why it's correct. There's some... Now, everybody's gone oddly quiet. Now that always means that they're working on a solution. Come on, chat, only 23 to go, says Lima Zulu Tango. Everybody's looking very, very carefully.
X.
Maxie says E. No. And remember, you're going to have to say why it's correct.
You're going to say why now.
Yep. Do you like my polybian shape in the background? In the background there.
Yes. Was that the shape of it?
It might have been. That's how I imagine it to be.
Mm.
B, says Leo. I don't know. I'm just guessing. That's a no. Would you like a clue?
Yes.
Well, of course, the first clue was that this puzzle is actually maths-based.
That doesn't help.
Mm-hmm. So maybe if you think along the lines of assigning a value to the letters.
Yes, this is what I thought.
Dr. Blair says no clue.
Oh, sorry. It just slipped out.
Because Dr. Blair knows the tactic.
They do wheedle the solutions out of me sometimes by accident. Oh, I think Dr. Bray might be thinking about this, you know.
Do you think?
Yes.
Do you think you
Because
might
she
need
said
a
she
pen and
knows
paper for
I
this?
think Dr. Blair's
I think I know how to work it out, but I don't have a pen and paper to hand. A pen and paper would certainly help with some of these calculations, possibly.
3 and 26.
I'm just basking in the fact that it's been over 30 seconds and nobody's got my puzzle. I'm going to start tormenting the chat soon. Working
15.
it out.
15.
Yeah.
23.
You've got it, Roxy.
I think I know how to work it out,
Mm.
but I would need to write it down also
Mm.
to figure it out. If I think what it is how to do it.
Congrats, you finally stamped chat. Yes!
Or people might
Oh, it feels
work
good,
out.
chat. It feels really, really good to finally have you completely and utterly at my mercy. Birthday victory. We always have something called a no mercy birthday, don't we, where we have incredibly difficult battles in our D&D campaigns.
Had another guess.
You know what I specified?
Mm.
You've got to say why.
Mm.
You've got to say why, Mike. You've got to say why
What
it's
is the
correct.
guess? What is the guess?
Oh.
So 2 O's. An O, and a U.
Oh, he's got it. But why? Oh, Dr. Bray. They
Yes, but you gotta say why.
add up to 50, 59.
9.
You're so close. It's not 59, it's not 50. You're almost there. They do all add up to a certain number, all of them. So all the triangles and their inner letter, you got it, yeah. They all add up to a certain number. Who's going to be the first one to say it, though? Dr. Bray's really trying to work this out, but we're looking for the question mark, Dr. Bray. So, yeah. Yeah, because that's their equivalent
What?
number in the alphabet, but what do they all add up to?
What are people saying?
It's right there. It's right there. Why will nobody say the number? It's literally right there, look.
I can't say.
15. Making it 50. No, it adds up to 60. Heggers has just got it.
So was it O?
Yes, yes, O was correct. But they made an absolute dog's dinner of telling me that it all added up to 60. Because Mike said it added up to 50, 59, make it 50, and then finally, and Dr. Bray, you said it You said it. So you add them all together and you'll get 60.
Do you mean each triangle?
You add all the triangles together and their internal letter.
So each letter
Yeah.
is the equivalent of their number in the alphabet.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So do you add up
Yeah.
each
Then you would
triangle
put their
first?
numbers instead, and then
So
Yeah.
each complete triangle,
Yeah.
there's no subtraction
No,
going on, there's no
the
each
whole
complete
triangle
triangle and the letter in the centre adds up to 60.
Yeah, you just
Okay.
find the letter that-
Very
And that-
good.
Because that's their commonality, they all add up to 60. Very, very well done to our our answer hawk Heggers, who literally swooped in there, stealing it at the last moment. Yes, and Kiltia says, well done. All I'd gotten as far as the letters equals their number position. in the
Yes,
alphabet.
I'd got that far, and then I
Mike
didn't know
says,
what to
"Damn,
do
so
with it then.
close." Dr. Bray says, but don't you add up the bottom two letters to track the top letter and it equals the middle letter?
No.
No, darling. Sorry about that.
Overthinking.
Overthinking. Overworked it. Rosie H says, hi, aunties. Hi,
Hi.
darling, how are you? And Hegger says that was tough.
Mm.
Well, you know, that makes a change because everybody usually gets it within 2 minutes, don't they?
Yeah.
Right. So, further to Polybius, and I hoped everybody enjoyed that puzzle.
Do you want me to show any items, or
Yeah.
you want to go straight into the next?
No, I was just going to say subliminal advertising was banned in 1958.
Was it?
Yep. So there obviously must be something to it.
Mm.
So if there were images flashing up on the screen, Polybius.
I see.
Yes.
I actually thought they still did that. You know, with product placement and
Yes.
things like that.
Yes.
Product placement.
Yes, they do. They do.
That's kind of subliminal, though, isn't it?
So the flashing of the words and things like that. But I do think they still do it with images occasionally.
I think so.
And certainly overtly when they associate things with certain other things.
See, I always think the tune that goes along with an advert, I think that can get fixated in your brain more than an image, actually.
Shall we
Music is the key to advertising.
Well, there you go. Do you want to create the GameTea jingle then?
Yeah.
You know, she's actually really, really, really good on guitar and she sings beautifully. Can we have a performance tonight?
No. maybe another time, but not
We're going to discuss some
tonight.
music next, actually. But why don't we have a look at the sharp edge dice
Okay.
that are new in this week?
Let's see what we've got first then. Ooh. Now this is actually quite spooky that I picked this one up first, isn't it? Because this one is called Retro Technology.
So this is definitely the Polybius inspired set. It has a sort of VHS video shop aesthetic, doesn't it?
I think so.
Of course, we're old enough to remember what those look like.
I had so many good times in the local video shop. Blockbuster Video in particular.
Didn't you work in Blockbuster or did you just hang out there?
I hung out there and worked there for a time.
Didn't you pull some sort of alarm?
Yes, when I was working there, I didn't realise, no one had ever told me, but there was 2 little buttons under my desk. So I was serving people one day and I was just fiddling around with these little buttons under my desk, pressing them in and stuff. About 5 minutes later, the police burst in and they're like, someone pressed the panic alarm. I'm like, oh, yeah, that was me. Anyway, yeah.
And surprisingly, Blockbuster went bankrupt shortly after. We'll never know why that happened.
I think it was something to do with me working there, eating all the Willy Wonka chocolate bars at the time. But they're really cool.
I love those. Really nice iridescence to them.
Oh, look at these.
Love them.
Fabuloso. And these are appropriately named Pink and Blues. Why did you name them Pink and Blues? Because they're pink and blue.
Well, are you related to Sherlock Holmes? Yeah, absolutely. They're pink and blue. They're great sort of trans pride dice sets as well. Make an excellent gift.
They're really,
Really
gorgeous as
Yeah.
well. These are all new. They're brand new.
They're brand new.
Oh, these ones are so pretty.
Yes, aren't they? These are brand new from our manufacturers.
I love those ones.
Mm-hmm.
I know, right? These are called Runic Power.
Yeah, now if you do fancy any of these sharp edges, do jump on and get them as soon as possible, because
Once they're gone, they're gone.
yes, and the thing is with dice manufacturers that they tend to make sort of one batch of them and they're never quite identical to that batch ever again. It's more effort to kind of get that mix correct and identical than it is to simply make something that's slightly different. So if there's something that suits you, if there's something that you align with a certain character aesthetic or a DMing style, jump on it. That's particularly true of the dice set that we're going to show you called Fireball, which is on its very last unit.
Where is Fireball?
No, actually, I don't think
Roxy didn't bring it in.
Here we are, and next up we have the Angel of
thank you,
Vengeance.
Leo. Leo's giving all the links as well.
Oh, it's really nice, thanks.
Excellent. Yeah, Angel of Vengeance.
So
Lovely.
it's really pretty, but has a dark,
Has that scorched,
there's a
infernal
dark
feel,
side
doesn't
to
it?
it.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't we all got a dark side?
Interesting for sort of a paladin character, perhaps, that's been slightly tempted by the dark side.
Yeah.
Or,
Or a
somebody
character
that
that's
uses
trying
radiant
to be
and-
good, but he's struggling.
Yeah, radiant and necrotic magic, something like that.
Nice. Have some fun with those.
And try these ones. These are going to explode onto your gaming table.
These
They
are.
are.
Do we only have one left?
This is the last one.
Yeah, because they went live just before the weekend with a free dice, so we do only have one
Mhm.
set of these.
They
left.
are our scorching
Absolutely gorgeous.
Fireball set. Tune
I
into
think they might be a bit hot.
Oh, goodness me. And free ASMR as well. Okay, put them next to the microphone. No.
Oh.
Free ASMR for every viewer there. Yeah, love that one.
Coolio.
I've made the mistake of not understanding the difference between diameter and radius before in a few games, haven't I?
Have you?
Where Fireball is concerned. Yes.
Oh, yes.
And Leo says such a wonderful sound. A lot of people like the sounds that dice makes.
Mm.
It's a really nice sensory sound, isn't it? Right, well, shall we move on to our next urban legend?
Yes. I'm fascinated to
And by
hear
way,
the
chat,
next one.
If you do have any urban legends that you'd like to tell us about in chat, by all means paste them and I will read them out. Right. Of all the video games in the world then, none seem to inspire quite as many myths and legends as the Pokemon series. From psychoactive gameplay to dark, murderous twists to frightening sprites and even haunted cartridges, Pokemon has had it all. But perhaps the darkest is that of Lavender Town syndrome.
That doesn't sound good, does it?
Notable for its strange score, Lavender Town is a location in Pokemon Red and Green, and subsequently Blue in the West. In this town, a towering lilac-coloured pagoda structure, 7 stories high, houses monuments dedicated to deceased Pokemon. It is a necropolis of Pokemon. A necromocomon, if you like. Or a Pocopolis. In this disconcerting climb, the player can encounter ghost Pokemon. But what remains in the memory of most players is the chilling, unsettling chip-tune music which plays in this area. That is where our rumour springs forth from. Because it is said that following the release of the game in Japan, young children that heard Lavender Town's soundtrack were adversely affected, suffering from nosebleeds, insomnia, headaches, and even reportedly inducing acts of self-harm. It's said that after these reports, Nintendo quietly recalled copies of the game and replaced them with a new print. What somewhat supports this assertion are these facts. The original Lavender Town theme present in red and green did use very high-pitched binaural frequencies. Pokemon composer Junichi Masuda did in fact alter the music for Lavender Town after the initial release. Children are capable of hearing higher frequencies, and focus beams of sound or ultrasound are deployed by police, navy and military forces to deter or attack. And devices capable of generating that level of high intensity sound can cause pain, discomfort, disorientation, central nervous effects and even muscle contractions. So, I played this theme because I wanted to know if it was really something that could cause a somatic effect. And two things happened. One, Prinny ran away. My chihuahua ran away. And two, my vision blurred. And I got a headache.
When did you do this?
I did this 2 weeks ago.
Ouch.
And the original Lavender Town theme, the Japanese version, track it down. It is out there. It's out there on YouTube, and the frequencies are quite difficult to listen to. You wouldn't be able to listen to it. I don't think. It made me physically uncomfortable. Particularly the really, really high frequencies when combined with a deep underlying binaural, almost ultrasound at the bottom. And you have to think, if children in Japan did have this on with headphones, could there be something to it? So what do you think, chat? What do you think?
Again, sounds. I mean, don't the SAS use it as a kind of a torture technique, and sounds can be really terrible, actually. For a lot of people that are sensitive to that type of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that could totally happen.
Yeah, Kiltia says the Lavender Town music is so evocative of creepy sadness. I think the Pokemyth that gets me most is the one about the items you found in the wild being lost, forgotten Pokeballs that contain Pokemon who died and ended up becoming items. Nice. Leo's, I'm curious to listen to it, but I'm scared of what might happen. Well, I'm not going to dare anybody to listen to it because I was uncomfortable listening to it. Dr. Bray says, well, yes, the high sounds can cause headaches. There is no correlation to what we now call Lavender Town syndrome. Yeah, indeed. I mean, it's certainly been exaggerated, but sometimes these things have a grain of truth to them. And could it be that the sounds associated with Lavender Town were causing distress in children? And Nintendo
It could possibly
issued a silent recall
it's
of the cartridges.
totally possible,
It's
isn't it?
within the realms of possibility. And just, the fact that no employee has ever come out and talked publicly about it really doesn't mean very much, actually. They could be subject to non-disclosure agreements. Hi, DB. 2 months on Twitch already. You're doing great, and I love everything you do. Hope you had a lovely Easter. I did, and a fantastic birthday.
Thank you so much.
Crumpet says, well, headsets in the 90s have what we call a tinny frequency. In reality, it was distorted audio frequency, but had a higher frequency that could be heard by children using headsets than adults. Interesting. The resulting factor from said frequencies would be hard to verify from either side. Yeah. And Kilty says, I think the use of headphones is probably what could have made the sounds more intense. This music did change. Why? Why did it change if there were no
Because there was obviously a problem with it.
There must have been a problem with
Yeah.
it. That was, one of the few things that they changed about the game. They changed the colour, of course, because they thought that blue would be more appealing to the Western audience. But yes, I had a look into it because I was trying to ascertain whether or not it could be real. And in fact, noise-induced neurologic disturbances in scuba divers exposed to continuous low-frequency tones for durations longer than 15 minutes have involved, in some cases, the development of immediate and long-term problems affecting the brain tissue. So this can happen over 15 minutes of exposure to ultrasonic frequencies. Frightening. And as I say, this is weaponised technology that we're talking about now. The Navy use these cannons to blast people. They deter pirates on certain ships by using noises now. It's much more cheaper than using weapons, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, yes. I tell you what, Leo, or Crumpets, why don't you put us up a poll and we will vote whether it's true, false or inconclusive. Crumpet says, so it would have been updated to fix the issue since Lavender Town is so important to the game. Realistically, it would be down to the audio drivers not being able to play the tune the way that commercial Game Boys could play. Dr. Ray says, doesn't it sound more logical that they would have changed the audio because of the backlash?
Probably both.
Let's vote on it. I know what I think. But I'm very easily convinced of many things.
I don't know, I mean the fact that they use it as a torture technique
Yeah.
is, says it all really. Yes, sounds can have a profound effect.
Right, there's our poll. What do we think? Is the myth true, false or inconclusive? I'm going to put my vote in for true.
Yeah, true.
Thanks, Leo. Oh gosh. A lot of people think this could be true, but equally,
they think it's false.
Hi, Mistress Moogle. Thank you very much for your sub.
Oh, thank you, darling.
Yes, thank you so much. More people think that it's true than false, but more people think that it's false and inconclusive than true. So there you have it.
I mean, inconclusive is a safe answer, isn't it?
True is
winning.
50%.
I've convinced you all.
Yeah, I think there probably was a grain of truth to it, actually. I really, really do. Now, we've also got a puzzle associated with this, haven't we? It's much simpler than the last one. You'll be all very relieved to
I hope
hear.
it's not maths, please.
No,
No more maths. Maths with letters, I mean. What the hell?
Well. It's on the subject of graves and burials and death, and so I thought it was appropriate. If a person lives in Birmingham, why can't they be buried in London?
Birmingham, UK.
Yeah. Birmingham, UK. If a person lives in Birmingham, UK, why can't they be buried in London, UK? Look at everybody's answers sailing in within 30 seconds. Yes, of course. And Crumpets has got it well
Crumpets!
done.
Of course, it's Crumpets.
Crumpets is
It's always Crumpets.
Crumpets is on a massive winning streak, actually. Well done.
What was the answer?
Yeah, figure it out.
I don't
I'm going to
know.
hide chat, look.
I don't know.
Think about it.
Yeah,
If a person lives in Birmingham, why can't they be buried in London?
I don't know.
If a person lives...
Oh, because they're alive! Oh, I mean, you only had to say that to me 5 times.
Oh, well done.
I know, well.
Yes.
Just so intelligent.
No, that was good. It's one of those little simple logic ones, but quite tricky because, it depends on your preconception of them being dead, doesn't it? Oh, well done. That was very, very quickly blasted out of the way. They buried my puzzle.
In London.
Buried it in London. Yeah. Thinking about the Pokemon urban legends, Kiltia had one about the Pokemon items, and I know Crumpets was talking to me about the haunted cartridge one. I think the reason why they are so easy to legitimise is the fact that there was a glitch Pokemon called Missing No that you could access if you undertook various actions to insert arbitrary code into the game, and then you would encounter this terrifying
missing number Pokemon, missing no, that would break your game. You know, if you saved your game whilst you had it in your party, and it would cause unexpected effects in the game. And back then, you know, you're talking, what, 25 years ago? The internet was not really predominant. And so this rumour of missing no, it populated playgrounds, and I remember hearing about it in school. And the fact that you could do it, I think, has helped lay fertile ground for other rumours that have since dogged the Pokemon series. And there we have it. So, the poll results were they true? I don't know, they've gone. Leo will have to tell me. We had a couple of acrylic dice sets to show you as well that were joining the roster this week. They're very, very nice. Of course,
lovely.
These are on our 3 for 2 offer.
Pure white inside.
That is Celestial Being.
Silver numbers. Absolutely beautiful. Pure. Maybe you've got a really, really good, pure character, cleric or something. You know, a really good character.
Yeah.
That only does really good kind things.
Interesting for ice magic users.
Or ice magic, yeah, frost.
Yeah.
Maybe something like
If you're
that.
playing a bit of Frostpunk.
It's really
very
nice.
relevant.
It's sort of wispy inside.
Yeah, they're lovely. So these are on the 3 for 2, guys. So if you do fancy undertaking a purchase soon, you can get 3 things in that section for completely free. But what you can also do, and not a lot of people realise this, it's a really interesting GameTea hack, 'cause you can also add in an art print, and they are cross-compatible. So you can have 2 art prints and a free dice set. You can have any combination. Yes, you can have dice folios, you can have dice rolls, key rings, chainmail dice bags. Yeah, it's a very.
These are actually really
it's good
lovely,
to save money.
These dice are
Yeah,
really
great value.
nice.
And those are artificial intelligence.
Are we talking Alexa here, or are we talking Skynet?
Oh, you think there's a difference?
Well, maybe there won't be a difference in years to come.
Yep. So if you're more into your acrylic sets, many people are actually, because sharp edges, whilst they're beautiful, they are each individual works of art. Some people fear that they're going to lose them or break them or
tread on them.
God help you if you tread on them on a Gygax caltrop.
They'll be stuck in your foot.
Yes.
I love those.
Death by D4.
I'd have that one and the Celestial Being in the 3 for 2.
With the free dice folio. Sounds good.
Why not?
Goodness me, I didn't realise the time. We really are creeping up on 8 o'clock now, aren't we? We better get on to the next gaming urban legend then. Keep them coming in chat, guys, and I'll keep them running. I'll keep reading them out if you've got them. Right. Okay. Let's move on then. What if in video games there was an adversary so deadly that even touching him once in game could be enough to doom you to die in real life?
Wow.
Sound sinister? This legend came about during the severe winter of 1982 in Calumet City, Illinois, when a young man trudged through the thick snow one cold Saturday morning to play arcade at Friar Tuck's Gaming Lounge. After removing his jacket, the young man began to play a game called Berserk, an early arcade action game in which the protagonist runs from room to room in a labyrinthine setting, avoiding electrified walls, aggressive androids, and if they linger too long, a terrifying enemy known as Evil Otto. This enemy sprite will relentlessly chase down the player upon spawning. Evil Otto is bright yellow and hideously is represented only by a grinning face. Evil Otto is invincible and unstoppable. There is only one strategy: to outrun his terrible smiling face. But what makes Evil Otto truly evil is that he is possibly responsible for not 1, but 2 player deaths in real life.
You see, moments after setting a high score on Berserk, that young man, 19 years old, stepped away from the cabinet only to be tragically overcome by a rare heart condition.
That's terrible.
Despite the staff of Friar Tuck's attempting to render aid.
Oh.
Not more than 1 single year later, a player would come to the exact same cabinet, and he found there a handful of quarters resting on the Berserk game. Innocently enough, he took them and he began playing, only to be violently confronted by somebody who claimed that they were his, which was in fact a lie, and demanded that he leave the machine. A fight broke out. The violent man was kicked out and staff pleaded with the other man to avoid walking home the same way. Unfortunately, he didn't heed their advice. And after placing a high score on Berserk, the man left only to be confronted by his attacker in a nearby alleyway where he was fatally stabbed in the chest.
Terrible.
We know these circumstances transpired. Both are tragic. They gave rise to the legend that this particular Berserk machine was cursed. An evil Otto could wreak destruction in the world external to the game. So, chat. We know these events transpired, which makes them slightly different from other gaming urban legends that we've talked about. These are documented facts. So I have an alternative question for you. Would you play that arcade cabinet?
No.
Let's have a poll. What do you think, Roxy?
Out of principle, I wouldn't play it.
No,
I think it's horrible. It's a
No.
horrible story. Do you know something
wouldn't?
horrible happened to me in an arcade when I was a child? Do you remember Mr. Paul in Tamworth?
No.
Well, as a child, I was obsessed with Street Fighter, and I used to go there and put my money in there and play it. It was a really good pool hall actually. It was great. And I went there on my bike and I chained my bike up and I went up and I played Street Fighter. When I came back down, my bike had been stolen.
Oh, no.
And I'd
that's
only just had it for
awful.
Christmas. A pink mountain bike.
That's evil.
I know.
Would you play it then?
Would you play Street Fighter after that?
Would you? Well, I've got to place a vote for absolutely not. I certainly wouldn't play that cabinet. And is that partly out of superstition, partly out of respect, a little bit of both? I
Both.
think.
Both, yeah.
Yeah. Currently, there are 2 votes in for absolutely not, which I'm not surprised actually. Would anybody play it? Would you play Berserk, the game? Would you confront evil Otto?
No, I'd run away scared.
Yeah. Maxie says no, that's a bit nope. Fund to replace your pink mountain bike when? Do you want me to set up a GoFund?
No, but thank you for the
mountain
offer. That's really kind of you. But
Oh, nobody offered.
Oh.
Yeah, I offered. It is your birthday in like 3 weeks though, isn't it? Who did that, eh? Somebody who liked pool and pink mountain bikes, presumably.
Yeah.
Did you get a new one?
I got a new one, but I had to wait all the way till Christmas again. Yeah.
That is a
And I
shame.
loved my bikes. It was, I used to go around on my bike a lot.
Yep. So.
And shortly after that, the arcade closed.
Oh. Oh wow. So it's definitely leaning towards the no. Not a single person has said that they would play the Berserk cabinet, the cursed Berserk cabinet, and most definitely the winner is absolutely not there. Well, yes, it was my birthday this week. Onto a slightly more light-hearted topic, and Kiltia knows this because I showed her, but I've been sitting in my little disused car parking space, which I've converted into an allotment, with my new chair. The robin was singing and the bees were visiting the gooseberry bush, and I thought that is my little slice of heaven. So
You'll have to show a picture because it's incredible what you've done.
I will.
With a piece of tarmac, it's really incredible what you've done.
You can grow anywhere.
Yep.
Even if it's just on a
you've
window
proven
sill.
that.
So I wanted to ask you, the chat actually, and you and Roxy, what is your little slice of heaven? Yeah.
I guess it would probably have to be my garden. I love my garden.
You've done some wonderful work in your garden as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm trying to grow a wildflower meadow at the moment. I say meadow, it's just a small patch that I've put some seeds into. So fingers crossed, the little seeds germinate.
So your wildflower meadow is going to be your little slice of
I
heaven.
hope so. We'll see. I'll let you know.
Gametee says, I think my little slice of heaven is these streams. Definitely a wonderful boost midweek. Oh, thank you. Maxie says, now that it is done, my office, and you have seen it. Yeah, it looks really nice.
Yeah.
I love the green colour. It looks really serene. Roxy, what's your little slice of heaven?
I'd say local walled garden.
Oh, Elford walled garden. Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's
Yeah.
It is lovely.
Yeah.
It actually was a saviour for us during lockdown, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
It's just a safe place we could go and
Yeah.
sit on the bench and just
There's one particular corner of the walled
try and
garden that
relax.
always gets the sunshine, and the roses are rambling up at each corner, and it's just that's a lovely little slice of heaven.
Gardens. If you're ever feeling stressed,
Yeah.
find a nice garden or a park. Just sit, meditate, listen to the birds. You'll feel instantly better and calmer.
Yeah, most definitely. All right, well, we're moving up towards 8 o'clock, so if anybody has any questions or anything that you'd like to ask us, anything that you'd like to tell us, now's the time.
Well, I'd just like to add that we did buy you some cakes.
Lovely.
Cakes
Yeah,
in the form of
happened to
donuts.
those, eh? And
I've already eaten
Leo's
two
so
today.
nice to definitely
I've already eaten
streams
two.
every week. Yeah, so we might not be here next week because we will be in Yorkshire, but we might attempt to do something. Maybe just going live briefly, or we'll certainly be taking lots of video to show you in next week's in our stream in 2 weeks' time. So, did you know, everybody, that you can get Krispy Kremes through the post? Because this delivery came today, didn't it?
Vegan as well.
Yeah, it's vegan. I didn't know you could get Krispy Kremes through the post, but yes, you can.
Yes.
And it had this big scary label on it that said, "You must eat today." Hold on, what's happened to them?
Well, they must be eaten today. So they've,
How many have you had today?
I've had 2,
2.5.
but I will be having 3 very soon.
We'll force them down somehow.
Yes.
So that was my birthday cake. I really, really enjoyed that. Thanks, Rox. And I got some wonderful things, didn't I?
You did?
I got a lovely throw from you with wildflowers on it, and I got
Beautiful.
a pair of Crocs.
Yes.
And do you know how long I've had them before they've been stolen from me?
One day.
One day. Yeah. Mom has them on.
I know.
And I found her reclining in her bedroom with them
I know.
on.
I saw the picture that you sent to me.
Yeah, so she's been wearing them out in the garden. She's also worn them to bed. And if you'd have told me 5 years ago that I would be a Crocs aficionado, I would have.
See, when I was choosing them, I was like, shall I get her like this shocking pink or bright green? I was like, no. It's got to be black. And I went for the fleecy lined ones for
lovely.
extra comfort.
Because I hate socks.
But I thought they were going to be really, really heavy.
Yeah, like
But they're
clogs.
light as a feather. And I thought they were going to be hard, soft as anything.
I'm a convert.
When you put your foot in a Croc, you'll never wear another shoe again.
Rosie says, I love Krispy Kremes. Yeah. And Dr. Bro says, you still have some gifts coming. Wow, fantastic.
Ooh.
Yes, I just had a lovely birthday overall. 235 years old. Don't look a day over 168. Right, now we are going to round up the stream then. There. Maxie says present for Paula's birthday. They have purple ones. She wants pink.
She's already
got in her
decided she
shopping
needs
list.
some Crocs.
And Leo says Crumbit and I are organising a belated birthday present for you. Oh, that's very, very kind, darlings.
Oh.
Much, much appreciated. Right, well then, we will see you, if not next week, very briefly, in 2 weeks' time for our next instalment of GameTea. Thank you so much for joining us all. It's been an absolute pleasure, and we hope that you've enjoyed it. And thank you for sticking around and talking with us about urban legends. We did have a puzzle, actually, that we didn't do.
Oh.
Did you sneak it in?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you get 2 more minutes out of us then, Chad.
It could be as little as 10 seconds, but we'll see.
Yeah. It's the Otto puzzle. Oh, actually, yes, I love this one. They'll get this one straight away because they're super clever.
Who are these people?
Otto, he has scrambled some names here.
Mrs. D.
And I am simply going to ask, who are these people and what do they all have in common?
There's no vowel. There's no.
Well, yes,
no vowels
yes,
there.
Yes, they have that in common. Right, we're looking for a complete list of these people for our very last puzzle and our very last little prize.
Stimmer. Hidkajum.
Hidkajum. Do you know who that is?
No.
You
Hidkajum.
do. Yeah.
Hidkajum.
You do.
Harry Potter. I'll take that as a no.
Yeah, Hager's got the commonality. He says they're all game devs.
A
Now
bum bag.
A bum bag.
Roxy's going like this. A bum bag. A gym bag.
A gym bag hoodie.
Kojima. Oh yes.
Yes. Hideo
Kojima.
Kajim bag. It's one of them.
Hideo Kojima bag.
got it. Dr. Bray says last one is Marcus Persson of Minecraft fame.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Hager says Toby Fox. Can you get the rest of them? Some hard ones
Kevin.
here. Kevin.
Kevin and Shrugamanti.
Oh yes.
The well-
Shrugamanti,
the well-
that
the
famous
well-known
developer. Leo's got Gabe Newell, well done. Yeah, he's missing top one. And yeah, we're missing Sudmer Kunleven. I can't believe nobody's got. What did you call it?
Shrugamanti.
Sugarmente. Nobody's got Sugarmente, and nobody's got Izuk. That's the hardest one.
Izuk.
Very
Yeah, I
most
mean,
definitely.
Todd Howard's not on there.
No, he isn't actually.
You know, I know him. No, I know most of them. Hideo Kojima.
Yeah, Hideo Kojima.
He was like, show me a bum bag. I was like, why is she showing me a bum bag for?
Madly gesticulating a bum bag. Or a fanny pack for our
A fanny pack.
American
Yeah.
viewers. Right, does everybody give up?
Yeah.
Okay. The first one is Sid Meier of Civilization fame.
Oh yes, of course. I love those games.
Second is Hideo Kojima, famed for the Metal Gear Solid series. Third, Gabe Newell.
Don't know him.
You do.
Do I?
Yeah, Valve.
Oh yeah, of course.
Just Valve or Half-Life.
Valve. Yeah. Just Valve.
Toby Fox, developer of Undertale. Gunleven is Ken Levine, Bioshock fame. Shigeru Menti is Shigeru Miyamoto.
I knew it was that. I didn't know his first name.
Zelda. Is Yu Suzuki, Shen Mui, and others.
Yes, now you've said it.
And
Marcus Persson.
yeah, Marcus Pearson, who Max did actually meet.
Did she?
Yeah, don't you know? She has that picture of him and she's really, really sad because it was blurred.
Oh no.
Yeah, usually Max just takes these stalkerish photographs
Yes,
of
who was
celebrities
the one
from
in
a
the
distance.
cafe that she saw?
Ralph Fiennes.
Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
She just took
And
the back of his
you can
head.
see that poor man's heart breaking as he realises over his breakfast that he is being stalked.
Yeah.
By-
In fact, I think Max got told off to,
Yeah,
and
she
said not to take any pictures of him.
Right.
Which is a bit mean.
Well, on that note then, we are going to finally and officially say goodbye. So thank you very much for joining us and tuning in. And we will possibly see you next week, depending on how things go. I think we don't have much internet capability in Yorkshire, so we'll play it by ear. But we'll definitely see you in 2 weeks' time. Have a wonderful week, guys, and thank you for joining us for GameTea. Good night.
Night.